This time, our time. One city, one club. We're back. The time is now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. The time is now. We're back in black and white. Welcome, everyone, to the channel NUFC Talk TV live with another late night show with four distinguished gentlemen: Key 88, Andy Bell, and Mighty Win. Mancunian Way Martin should be joining at any time, or he might have forgotten. I don't know. But we know. Hopefully, he'll join us so we can talk a little bit of PSR, and he might have some information on Man City still being interested in Liverpool. So, and I know that Newcastle fans, boy, you cannot say that somebody's interested in their players because, boy, they get so angry and upset. But we'll see what he says. Anyways, folks.
Did you see the Don Hutchinson thing I sent you this morning?
I saw the link.
Did you see his team sheet?
No.
He wouldn't be bothered about Liverpool going.
Why is that?
I sent you the video. I'll send it to you now.
Well.
Carry on.
Anyways, you're wasting my time, man. Hit the like button, folks. Don't forget to subscribe, become a member of the channel, help support the channel, and yeah, comment. The chat. Where's the chat at? We got to put up the chat in a second. So please bring it on. So a lot of interesting hot topics today. Especially if you're part of the WhatsApp group, I got into a little bit of a discussion, debate with Connor, with Jefferson, about the information that's being put out there by certain journalists, and we're going to dive into the Isak situation. Let's talk about that first, actually, because or not. I tell you what, let's talk. Well, we got to talk about Ekitike and Isak. They're kind of related, to be honest. So the offer for Ekitike was declined. They're not accepting that. 70 million euros is too low. They want more. Now, the information is out there that Newcastle are not they're not doing what with the Ilanga situation, when they were just taking their time. They have said, we want to buy him. So they're ready to, from what I see, they're ready to go and offer another sum of money, which I don't understand, by the way. If you know what it takes to sell to buy the player in this competitive market, and actually when you're battling clubs that can pay him more and persuade him quicker, why just get it done? Get it done. I know Win wants to negotiate for 3-4 months. Well, we ain't got that time. We don't have that time. We got to get it done.
We've got plenty of time.
No, we don't, because if Liverpool buys Ekitike is gone. So now you got to go.
So we're going to get somebody else.
No, but that's not the same. They're not the same. The levels, man. You got to understand. You are okay with DCL. 90% of Toon fans are not. So there is a difference between Ekitike and DCL. You don't see that. I understand that, but there is a difference. So if you really want a player, just go out there and get him, man.
Goal scorers don't hang around.
100%. And he has the capabilities, in my opinion, that that he can be the next big thing. So we have to see. And then Liverpool tries to pull a big move on a big boy, a bully move on us.
Exactly.
And they say, I want Isak. Isak's not for sale. Okay, well, either I buy Isak or I take Ekitike away from you. That's basically what they're doing.
That's it.
Now,
exactly what they're doing.
And I say, to hell with them. And listen, Liverpool are a team that probably like the most out of everybody. But to hell with them. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to be. So what are we going to do? Just roll over and say, okay, then buy Ekitike. We'll keep Isak. No, that doesn't work like that. I don't understand why we can't do both. Keep Isak and buy Ekitike. We already sent the offer to Ekitike with Isak in the squad. So I don't understand that. Before this whole Liverpool thing came up. So let's open up the discussion there with you guys then. What do you make of this whole situation with Liverpool getting involved in threatening basically Newcastle United to choose?
Yeah, well, it's ridiculous. I mean, we just call that bluff. How much are they prepared to pay for it? If they want him, there's a €100 million release clause there. If they say they're just going to go and get him, well, let's see them go and do it.
Right.
Are they just going to go straight in and pay a £100 million release clause?
Their worst scenario is they're driving up the price unless we meet that release clause. We're going to try and penny pinch and get
Well,
them.
but we're doing the same to them.
Of course, but let's say we aren't.
And Ekitike has said, he's on record as saying, Newcastle is his preferred.
No. He never said that, man. Stop lying. Where
Yes,
have
he
you seen
did.
that? Where have you seen that?
That was
Oh,
in
man, breaking
yesterday.
up the. No.
Julian Florence or whoever it was
Apparently,
that's not him, though.
from ESPN.
Well, hold on, man. You are right now lying to the English folks to their face.
I'm not.
I know what Wynn's referring to. There's a French post stating that Ekitike is flattered by the fact that we've been so interested in him over 3 years. That's not I don't think that's a deciding factor on whether you would choose us or.
I don't think it is either. But all I'm saying is he's on record as saying it.
Well, maybe it is, but yeah, but like something he came out and said today, I love to play for Newcastle. Be a text message or a post from somewhere, that would be way different. That would be massive. Now, I'm actually surprised that we're still in the conversation. Like we're in the conversation. First of all, we're in the conversation for him because he allows it to be, plain and simple. So you've got to assume that he really wants to either leave Frankfurt altogether or maybe join us.
Well,
and I know that we're not.
All of the narrative yesterday from everywhere was that personal terms were agreed, the actual price was agreed. The only thing that wasn't agreed was how that money was going to be paid. And that, to me, cannot possibly mean, which a lot of people are thinking, how much up front and then how much in staged payments. More, I think, about how much is guaranteed.
How much is add-ons?
And how much is add-ons.
Right.
In other words, 70 million rising to 85 if we win the Prem or the Champions League or qualify for the Champions League, whatever. And they are wanting 80 with no conditions. So that's what I think that's all about. And as I say, if Liverpool go with 100 mil, well, they'll get him, simple as, because he's got a release clause, so they can't stop him.
I don't know if you remember when a couple of weeks ago on and we were talking about strikers and getting strikers, and I said, the thing I fear most is if we go in for a striker and if someone then shows an interest in Isak, clubs are going to play hardball because they know if there's let's say if there's a hint of a chance of Isak leaving, they know that we're going to be pockets full of money and the price goes up. Okay, the fact that Liverpool are after the same player kind of puts a gun against our head and says, well, look, pick your poison. You can either have one of the two, none of the two, or you can keep what you've got. The worst case scenario for me is obviously we lose Isak and we get Ekitike. I know that sounds a bit strange. We're getting a new striker, but you're getting something that's unknown. I rate him highly. I would far rather miss out on Ekitike and keep Isak for the 12 months.
Well, I mean, that would be a worst case scenario. But we already in the fight for Ekitike, and that's how you say it. People. Yabrowski is making fun of me. It wins disciple because of how I say. I'm saying it properly actually. Ekitike, and I'm not.
Same both ways. I'm not a plan of Canal Panama.
I'm not like Professor Romano yesterday. He was a thick accent, boy. And it is mandatory that Newcastle is. So I think I don't look at what's put up a post today, right? And I don't agree with a lot of what he says, and I don't in particular in this post either. And he said that, let me see, I'm trying to find. Oh, okay. He basically said, and when I find it, that we can't do both. We can't win both fights, and I don't understand that because we put ourselves, Newcastle United, put ourselves in the fight to have both, unless I'm completely unless I'm not understanding that, or I'm assuming the Newcastle are thinking of keeping Isak, or have they gone for Ekitike thinking they're going to sell Isak? I think that Newcastle plan on winning both fights, which is keeping Isak and buying Ekitike.
So do I.
So I don't understand why Luke Edwards says the otherwise, that we can't win both fights. We have to choose which one. It makes no sense. You go, actually, I haven't heard from you, mate. Go on.
Wait, run key.
Well, it seems to be implying, doesn't it, that if we go and sign Ekitike, then we would have to sell Isak to bring in the money. That seems to be what he's saying. But I think we've already got Isak. We don't need to sell him. The club said he's not for sale. The question now is how much money can they put on Ekitike? I mean, if they went and paid the release clause ourselves, then it would flush Liverpool out, wouldn't it? Then the kid's got a choice to make whether he goes to Liverpool or comes to us. And obviously Liverpool might be able to offer higher wages. I understand that, but Eddie's been chasing him for a few years now, so it's got to
Yeah,
hold
well,
somewhat, I think.
Thank you, DX. He sent me the exact quote from Ekitike. I don't put aside everything Newcastle did to get me to come. If I had to go abroad, I would have gone there. But when PSG wants you and you're French, you can't refuse. That's what Ekitike said, his exact words.
Repeat
When
that
did he say
again.
that, though? How long ago?
I don't put aside everything Newcastle did to get me to come. If I had to go abroad, I would have gone there.
I would have gone there, not I will. I will.
Yeah, I would.
I would have. I would have gone there.
But
Was that
to be
at
honest,
the time when he signed for PSG?
When he went to PSG, yeah.
well, you know, but that could be. Listen, it might be far fetched, but that could be a reason as to why he opened up he's open to come to Newcastle. But if he wasn't open to come to Newcastle, there would be no offers.
But not only that,
or
Chris.
nothing.
What he can say now is he was sold a vision in 2021, 22, whenever it was, when we tried to get him. He was sold a vision then. He's now actually seen that vision come to reality. And you can see, fucking hell, aye.
Do you not think if we
There is something going on here. I want to be a part of that.
win, do you not think if we gazump Liverpool quickly and meet that release clause, it'll show a statement of intent, not just in transfer markets, but to Ekitike and say, look, this is what we're prepared to do to get you.
And it'll also be a signal to every other club in the world that when Newcastle come calling, you just up the price and they'll pay it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. But
let me go to Luke Edwards again, and I should probably put it on the board on the screen that way people don't think I'm making it up, but I'm not. Literally, he posted a post earlier 7 hours ago saying, breaking, Newcastle remains steadfast in their message that Isak is not for sale this summer in light of an inquiry from Liverpool. View is a deliberate ploy to try and unsettle the striker. As things stand, he's not agitating to leave, but we shall see. So he says that, and follows a couple hours ago saying Liverpool are effectively saying, sell Isak to us, and we are going to sign Ekitike.
Yeah.
Some flex on their part. It's flex if you let it be. That's what
exactly.
it is. You suspect Newcastle can only fight them off on one front, not two. And I don't understand what he bases himself on, other than just giving an opinion, but I don't understand that, because yesterday when the Liverpool thing wasn't happening, Newcastle put themselves in the fight to do both. Or Newcastle knew that Liverpool were going to make an official inquiry. And by the way, people on X told me they haven't officially approached Yes, they have. Liverpool Football Club called Newcastle Football Club today and talked to each other. That is an official approach. There's no offers. There's none of that. But there has been an official approach to say, is Isak available? The club has said no. Isak is not for sale, and everybody's talking about a 150 million star. But Newcastle right now are bracing themselves for an imminent offer, because what they're hoping to do is Newcastle says he's not for sale, but they're going to go the other way around to Alexander Isak. And if the player is unsettled, then Newcastle, there's little they can do other than offering him all the money in the world, and maybe he does deserve it. He'll be the one to give all the money in the world to, if there's one. If you want to keep him. But I'm also not going to buy what people in our wonderful forum has been saying, that they have something against Eddie Howe, that they're blaming Eddie Howe. If he leaves, they will blame Eddie Howe. What is Eddie going to do? He can't kidnap him. I mean, if he wants to leave, he wants to leave.
Exactly.
So I hope it doesn't
And as
happen.
I said in the chat, if he wants to leave, fuck him, let him go. Good riddance.
Well,
We'll,
no,
we'll take the
but
money. Thank you very much.
no, but I wouldn't have that attitude. I would be gutted to see Isak. I wouldn't have that
So would
attitude
I.
at all. But
But
I
that's
will do.
because at the minute I'm of the opinion that he doesn't want to go.
And I agree.
The
Eric
minute
here's
he turns round and says, I want to go, bye-bye. If you don't want to be on this
but
lovely ride that we're on, get the
and
hell off it, because we only want people in the club who are fully committed to what we're trying to achieve.
and you know
This
my
only-
rule going, Andy.
Sorry, mate. This only strengthens Isak's position when it comes to, if let's say we do sign Ekitike and we do keep Isak, this only strengthens Isak's position in his contract negotiations, because Ekitike is going to be signing a pretty big deal, and then Isak's going to say, "Look, I've chose to stay. If I do want a new contract, that he's going to be rewarded. He's got to be rewarded for it." And he also tells them to speed it up as well, because we don't want this again at the end of the window.
Yeah.
You need to get, and that's going to be a big outlay. Let's say we're giving him 150 grand a week more than what he's on now. You're talking another 7 million a year outlay for God knows how many years. What you say, signing a new 5-year deal, 3-year extension. You're talking a big outlay. So no wonder we're seeing Longstaff agree a deal today, because I think that they're trying to fill the coffers up for this deal.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're saying Isak's £150 million player, then we've got to pay him as £150 million player, don't we?
Well, there
Of
we
course
go.
we do.
Whether we can or not, I don't know.
Exactly.
What kind of team's worth 150 million?
Hello, Martin.
Hello, Martin. Mancunian Way in the building. Look at this one, man. Eric, Liverpool fan, says, you'll give us Isak like the good little Geordies you are.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Can you
that'd be
believe the
right.
audacity, Mancunian Way? Martin of the Liverpool fan telling us we're going to give him Isak. You know a little bit about this, although, well, you gave him a new contract, actually, Haaland, so you really don't have to worry about that. But you know about having one of the best strikers in the world. Alexander Isak is certainly that. So what is your opinion, mate? We're going to talk about PSR and, of course, you trying to snatch Livramento. So
we don't have one. We don't have one. We have the best striker.
No. You got one, man. You got Isak and
me.
Haaland. They're about the same. He was quiet in Champions League final, though.
I've got a guy who's done it in Europe, scored hat-tricks in Europe, not flirted in.
Well, what about the final, though? What about the Champions League final, though? He was quiet.
Against PSG, Haaland, I don't think he did.
No, we didn't. He was still in the team that lifted it, though. No,
yeah, that's true. That's true. So, what do you think, man? It's a tough neighborhood. This transfer world, man. It's they're trying to take our players, man.
It's football. It's football.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. City have to sell. Everyone has to sell players.
You don't have to sell big time players, though. Stop lying.
We do. Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I rate him. But
Raheem Sterling went. We've sold loads of top players.
Raheem Sterling.
Cole Palmer we sold. Cole Palmer's doing now.
Cole Palmer, no. Don't play. He wants to sign Livramento. That's why he's sugarcoating it now. No. Cole Palmer, man, wasn't even thought of when he went to Chelsea. Nobody knew he was.
See, there's a difference. And I'll say this with the utmost respect. City are already there. We're already there in terms of the players, the squad. And this is why there's a lot of civil war in our fan base at the minute. Because they don't want to buy squad players. They want to buy the world-class Rodrigos, etc. They've had enough of Doku now. They want Rodrigo. And the trouble is, you can't always do that. You know, we just got, we sadly let KDB go. He was on 400 grand a week.
Yeah.
This is the trouble. So you've just given Haaland a 10-year deal. He's got a release clause of 200 million that doesn't kick in until 2030. So in 4 years' time, he's 200 million quid. Never mind now, 4 years' time, he's 200 million quid. He's on $500,000 a week, basic. With add-ons, it's about 800 grand a week.
Oh.
This is the problem, Chris. If you want to play in the big boy league, you got to get with the big boys.
Well, this is
you go big or go home.
Martin.
What you got to do?
We've had to build from scratch, and we weren't afforded the luxury of going out and buying everybody in the way that Man City were at the time because of the financial governance.
No, I agree.
So now, because Newcastle fans have had it so rough for so long, now we've got 4 or 5 world-class players in the team, nobody wants to let them go. But that's the fans' perspective of things. The financial reality of that is, if one of them was to be sold, like you mentioned Alvarez, it would make a huge difference going forward for the club. But no one can see what happens after that player is sold, because it's in the future. Nobody knows. So our CEO said a couple of years ago, we can carry on at the minute buying players, but we cannot continue to do that. We have to start trading, and
Yeah,
that's for the club to
it's a
go.
balancing act. It is a
Aye.
balancing act. I mean, I've heard Win say it a few times. This is a balancing game. I mean, we just as news broke tonight that young Nico Riley now wants to have first team football, and he may be looking elsewhere. But the trouble is, this is the problem. Now a lot of City fans are going mad about it. But you wanted Reinders, you wanted Nico Gonzalez, you wanted all these superstar names. So someone's going to get their nose put out a joint. Nico Riley doesn't want to be third choice left back.
As was the case with Cole Palmer, of course.
Yeah, this is
We've kind of got that on a to a lesser degree, you might say, with Lewis Smiley.
Yeah.
You know, absolute, tons of potential, but he ain't going to get a lot of game time because the midfield three we've got are so good.
yeah. But the trouble is, you get this is I get the Ekitike thing and playing with Isak, but a midfielder has to then drop. So are you going to drop Joe Linton? Are you going to drop Tanala? Are you going to drop Bruno? Which one goes?
Or Joe Linton. That's who.
Well, that's what I was
Well,
saying, Chris.
that's
Let's
a
go back.
situation we've never been in, isn't it? So it's up to Eddie how he reacts to that situation.
That's exactly
It'll be
right.
Didn't
interesting
Joe
to
Linton
see.
get one of the biggest contracts in the club?
Sorry?
Yeah,
Hasn't Joe
JSM's the
Linton
third.
and he got one of the biggest contracts?
He's the third highest, yeah.
So you're going to
Well,
bench
yeah,
him?
but that's not. But that's relative because we don't really pay that high. Like if we give Isak all the money, what he deserves, about 250 or close to 300, then he's plays. Tonali's gonna surpass Joe Linton.
Then Bruno will want that. Tonali will want that. If you start this,
Well,
is what
Bruno
happens.
just got. Yeah, but you gotta have to do it.
This is what, but that's when it's like City today. We've just signed a world record 100 million, well, £1 billion Puma deal.
Yeah.
100 million a year. This is where we're at now, and obviously this is where you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Well, you are right in that normally we would have to wait. And actually, we've done things, I would say, the right way from the bottom, working hard. But we have not had any help either from our own owners.
Nope.
When we probably could, but for some reason they don't want to do it. Mighty Win is of the theory that they're waiting for your situation to unfold.
Conclusion.
And then we can, hopefully in your favor, so we can actually get big, huge sponsor deals. But if you keep waiting on third parties to do the job for you, then we're gonna be in this situation. We got money apparently because we're trying to offer 80 million for Ekitike. We just bought 50 million, paid 50 million for Ilanga, and we're still talking about Trafford. We're still talking about. So it looks like we got money.
Yeah, you might not be talking Trafford much longer.
You're trying to steal him? Come on, man.
Are you a closet Mark there? So you've got a half a Newcastle sign on your background there, Martin.
No, that's not mine. That's not mine.
This is
Yeah, because City have a problem with homegrown, and City have a buyback on Trafford. And obviously, he's a City fan, so the thing is trying to bring him home. There's the links with Edison to Galatasaray today. We need homegrown players, so we can bring Trafford back in. For I think it's 25, between 25 and 30.
It's 40, man.
They want 40. We've got a buyback, Chris.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So what would happen in that instance if we offered 25 as well?
Well, then you'd have to you get it rejected because you got our 20%.
Yeah, but on top of that, Burnley get 20%.
Yeah.
So
if we buy him, it just negates.
So we would need to bid 20% more than City.
With the fact that
for to give Burnley the same amount.
The fact that Woodman's already signed this season, I don't see Man City going for Trafford.
He went to Liverpool, didn't he? Woodman? He went to Liverpool, did he not?
Oh, was it Liverpool? Sorry, I thought you meant Man City. My apologies.
No.
So you haven't signed a goalie.
My apologies.
So what's your
No,
deal
better
then?
not.
What's your
And
deal with?
would you be happy about losing Edison?
We'll give him to us. He'll. I
I
mean,
can't take Edison.
If
Edison-
I'm honest with you, probably not right now. I think his head's been moved since the Saudi offer came in last year. He was offered 800 grand a week from Saudi last year. They offered us 20 mil. We said no. We wanted 50 mil, which is quite right for a player. He's got every medal in world football right now, apart from obviously World Cup. So
And the Club World Cup.
yeah, he's got the Club World Cup. We won
Yeah, man. I
that.
don't know why you laughing, man. Respect
We've
the
already
Club
won
World
that.
Cup, man.
We had the gold badge on last season when.
Yeah, man. Well, actually, no. This is the first technically World Cup, but obviously,
We can't do that. That
In
means
its old
everyone's
format.
only won one Champions League.
well, no, but they have changed the format or whatever, But no, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
No. I mean, I wouldn't be sorry if Edison left if we get Trafford. I wouldn't. Edison wants silly money at the minute. He wants about 350 grand a week to stay at the club.
Oh, we ain't getting that here.
So you guys still the rumor of Man City interested in Livramento was big probably a month ago or so. So what's going on with that?
The interest is still there. I think Newcastle have made it, which you are quite right to say. You're quite within your rights to say he's not for sale, as any club is entitled to. If he's not for sale, he's not for sale. I don't think City. The trouble is,
They're going to do with Tottenham.
It's a world record for a fullback to get him out.
Yeah.
City don't like touching world record amounts. We're not really that. We even negotiated Gavardio's deal down by 3 million, so it wasn't a world record.
How much did we even put up a price on Livramento? I don't think so.
Well, the rumours are it was 80 million quid.
Ooh, damn!
Quite.
We were talking about 2 weeks ago.
Ain't nobody gonna pay that. Well, that's good though, because nobody's gonna pay that.
No, I think if it was for sale, I think City probably would pay that.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not
he
sure.
just told you, man.
I think 60 we would. I don't think 80.
Yeah. But I mean, our players we're not in a selling.
But we've got him on. We've got him on. Let's get to the nitty gritty. What's your understanding of the current state of affairs with the 115?
Yeah, because we need to know,
signed
man.
a £1 billion deal with Puma. That tells you all you need to know. Good night. God bless.
Well, that's my problem. That's my problem with our owners, man. They're shitting their pants. And Terry Thomas in the chat just said that.
No, but again, that's good for us. You see, because now we can get sponsorship.
Now, after this show, we can do that.
Without anybody saying that's way out of the ballpark.
So what? PIF is finding out right now after this show. We're letting them know right now that they can make a deal. No, they knew that all along, but they are not doing it for a reason.
Well, Martin's just saying they just signed today.
Right? Yeah.
Am I right? You've just signed the Puma deal today.
We reported that on RCM Football. By the way, follow RCM Football. We reported that today, and it was a great deal, good for Man City. But I want Newcastle United to get all these deals.
It's a world record deal that Man City don't mind being involved.
No, Chris, I get that, but you've got to get to that level. You don't just get that 3 years into it.
But why?
City are 20 years into this. We're 20 years nearly into this shape man saw stuff.
Yeah, but we have none. That's what I'm saying. I think we can at least afford. I don't know.
I agree. It's not fair. I agree. It's not
fair. We have no deals. We have no training ground sponsors. We have nothing. And Mighty Win is done nothing but just protect PIF.
See,
I like them.
But I don't know if you've seen City are building extension up to the Etihad. We're building a women's. Basically, they've spent 350 million infrastructure into the women's new training ground. That's been sponsored by Joey or Joe. I don't know how you want to pronounce that. We've obviously got the Joey Stadium, things like that. Everything is sponsored and in place. If you go to that CFA, which I mentioned a few times why Amanda Staveley came and spent a week at the CFA and the CFG, walking around it, looking at it, seeing what levels Newcastle were eventually trying to get to. It takes time. Like I said, City are 20 years in nearly, and we're still spending 350 million on infrastructure.
So they can sell it themselves in 10 years for a couple of billion, I bet.
No, we don't need to do that.
I'm sure. You're not
We
Chelsea.
don't need to
No,
do
no,
any of that.
Man
this
City,
is-
Man
see, this
City
is
have
the
now
other-
overtaken Real Madrid in terms of revenue
Yeah,
generation.
this is the other misconception. Everyone goes, "Oh, City are cheat, City are that." No, City have been the most successful team in the Premier League in 10 years. When you are the most successful team in 10 years, you get rewarded for that.
Yeah,
You get
absolutely.
money for that. People
Well,
forget we've not just won a trophy, we've won doubles, trebles, formidables, 4 in a row that not even the great, bacon face Ferguson, whatever himself, clown, even did with his great Man United team. Couldn't do it.
I agree.
People
United-
underestimate,
Not
don't
like Man
realise.
United was spending money the same as Man City when the Man United were able to blow everyone out the
But
water.
City haven't spent a lot of money. This is the other thing, misconception that comes in. Look at what United, Chelsea, and others have spent compared to City. It's way, way bigger. It's way, way bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they
Also-
can't sign anybody right now, and I've talked to some fans that they're upset they can't make any deal. So there's got to be a reason for that. Maybe PSR has creeped up on him, and they just can't. They can't get a deal done.
Well, you're in Manchester, Martin. What's the crack with him, Bremo?
It's going to get done. By lots of things, a lot of my mates saying it's going to get done. It'll be fine. It'll all get done and settled up. Trouble is, United do still have. I hate saying this. United is still the biggest team revenue-wise for fans and merchant. They're still there. The trouble is with PSR, it doesn't incorporate debt.
Right, that's
Because it
right.
doesn't incorporate debt, United is still
So
seen as.
listen? Why can't we win? Why can't we go out there and borrow a lot of money from Saudi?
Well, that's a very good point, which I've raised
As
100
long as you're
times.
at the right interest rate, because that's one thing City have.
Whatever
tried.
interest rate.
Well, that's the only thing that just has changed very recently with the last round of the interest-free loans and all that was abolished at the last round of PSR talks at the Premier League. So, but there is no reason why we couldn't borrow as much as we want, as long as you're paying market rates. Now, who decides what market rates are?
Well, that's the thing as well. I mean, I think that we should get a deal. I'm not saying £1 billion or whatever, but we need to get it. Who determines what a sponsor wants to pay a club? Who determines all this?
Well, no, this again is why I've been watching the football governance bill debate tonight, because the football governance bill is they are going to be the independent regulator. That the whole bill is about appointing an independent regulator for football. So ultimately, it will be him that decides.
If the Premier League agree, because this is the other thing that everyone forgets: the Premier League is a private members club.
Yeah,
it's a private members club. So this is where we have this 14 rule vote system. And this is where everyone forgets. Everyone wants to blame the cartel and they all want to blame United. And I get it. It's the nice way. It's an excuse and I get it. And yes, there is a red cartel within the league, but there are still 14 teams that have to vote to get these rules passed through.
Yeah, and well, I agree with that.
Yes, but the Premier League's own rules do not supersede the law of the land.
Yeah.
That's
the
what
last time,
City's proved, isn't it?
But that's where you've got to change, because this is where City are written a bit of a stumbling block. And this is why it's been.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, I don't know. There you go. I think we're back.
Yeah, the problem is you've got is because
Shouldn't have had those beans.
Premier League have to stop this where the private members thing. When while the Premier League have got this private members club over their head, they're kind of protected from being investigated and looked at and everything else. It's like a private golf club.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this to you before. You've got a committee, and they all vote in a committee. So you have a captain, a secretary, a treasurer, blah, 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 and they all vote. All the members vote. So you pay a fee each year, and you all vote on the rules of that golf course. That's what the Premier League is.
That's exactly what it is at the minute.
Yeah,
but
it needs
the
to be
football,
changed.
but the
Yeah.
football governance bill changes all of that, because what the football governance bill says is that every club has to be licensed, and if you're not licensed, and for example, they could make it a condition of license that you don't have a private members club. So regardless of what the Premier League thinks they have at the minute, the football governance bill can change all of that. Now, I'm actually against it, because I think without any interference from anywhere else, the Premier League has done very nicely. Thank you. You know, it's the most successful sporting enterprise in the world, bar none.
Well, I don't know. UEFA might have a different opinion on that, or FIFA altogether. I guess if you want to look at just individual establishment.
UEFA's
No, if you're going to look anywhere, the only place you could look is in your beloved home country for the likes of the NFL and NBA.
Well, no, yeah, well, different sports. I don't know. But either way. But so the sponsorship thing that was voted, when you guys won that case, then they had a voting to change the rule, and it almost, I think only Newcastle, Man City, and Aston Villa maybe voted.
Newcastle abstained. Newcastle didn't vote; they abstained.
What on the
which vote are we talking about?
Associated Party?
No, I don't.
No,
the first time I think
it
the
came
first
out,
time we did.
Yeah, no. Apparently, Newcastle abstained. Everton changed their views.
Everton changed.
Everton swapped round, because that's the other thing that everyone forgets is, you'll know
that was the vote that swung it.
But votes. The trouble is with clubs, they will vote for what suits their interest at the time. So they'll fight one corner for 20, and then all of a sudden, if someone goes, well, if we do this, it helps you, because once that was when Everton were in trouble.
That was when they had all the debt.
When they got out of trouble, their vote swapped round them, because now the rules suit them back into where they were.
Wasn't Chelsea one of the ones that switched at the last minute as well?
Chelsea switched.
I think it might have been.
Apparently Newcastle did abstain, because I did check.
At the time, it was
I thought we went and
Villa, Nottingham, Man City, and Newcastle were the four clubs.
Exactly.
Everton.
I'm absolutely sure they abstained, Newcastle.
14 clubs voted in favor to keep the rules the same, so
yes.
I agree with you, Martin. That you say that people like because of the conspiracy theories and because of it's just fun to do. I guess people want to always blame the cartel, but it's just 6 clubs. What about the rest of the clubs? They should have voted against it if they are really against it. But in reality, the majority are in favor of having the same BS going around forever. Yeah. So, and I don't understand it, because why should, I don't know, a smaller team that has a boost of money, why can't they dream big and say, let's spend, let's vote against this crap?
I agree, because
this was the 22nd of November 2024. Premier League clubs have voted to approve changes to the rules governing commercial deals, despite opposition from Man City, Newcastle United, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa.
Yeah, it was opposition. Yeah, Newcastle did oppose, but I don't think they voted for it in the end. I think they just abstained.
16,
I think the first time we
16 voted in favor. Clubs voted 16 in favour and 4 against.
Yeah.
So who are the 16?
I'll try and find it.
The 16 was everybody apart from Man City, Newcastle.
It might be Newcastle, it might be
Forest, and Aston Villa.
Because I know what they did was, Chris, they went away.
And isn't it funny how Forest and Aston Villa and Newcastle are the 3 that are gate cashing the party? And isn't it funny that only Man City took our side then?
See, people don't
bear in mind that again had a bit of self-preservation about it, because
Manchester City have been saying this for 12 years to the Premier League. When this came in 2012, for 12 years, City have been saying this is wrong. This is all wrong. City have been fighting at this for everybody. And then everyone wanted to attack us and have a go at us, which obviously what changed with City was the 115 or the 129, whatever you want to call it. City felt a little bit attacked by everyone at that point because people think it's Richard Masters. It's not so much. There are the majority of clubs. And
Clubs,
this
exactly.
this is not shade. Newcastle were one at the time.
At the time,
Were
exactly.
one at the time. I know it was under Ashley, so different. Was voting to kick City out the league.
Well, I don't remember that, but you have your points.
Yeah,
You have your-
because
but-
again, you know, and we'll argue the Tossy are probably more
because everybody does what benefits
what
them.
City,
It
what
benefits
City
them at the
did,
time, Chris.
what City did was circumvent, if you like, the existing rules with payments allegedly from other sources as opposed to from the club,
Like the
which is
Man
what
City-
which
The
is
Mancini bonus.
which is what UEFA, Man City bonus, what UEFA found them guilty of. But they then successfully appealed that at the ACS.
It
I
can't.
was under the understanding that the whole 115 things all to do with sponsorship deals that would involve major.
Yeah.
No, it's
Thing
to do
is-
with where the money's come from.
No, it's where the
Right,
money
yeah.
comes from because there
Right,
was
yeah.
you know, have you watched the program that you know?
It's the companies
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't watch that. Don't watch that YouTube thing. 'Cause it's the biggest pile of one-sided nonsense you've ever seen in all your
But
back.
isn't it not that the sponsorship deals were coming from say Etihad, but actually it was coming through the back door from Sheikh
Yeah,
Mansour
and by the way, Etihad, Etisalat and Etihad and all the chief execs have already been in court and swore under oath that they haven't done any of that. And so what they're doing is, why would people go in and purging themselves and mess around and do it? The Premier League haven't got a cat and house chance of winning this. And
The only
trust
thing
me,
I
we're
think-
going to have the biggest party, and we are going to boil so much. You know what? We are going to ruin YouTube for about a month. Don't go on YouTube when 115. All you're going to get is Manchester City fans absolutely destroying the world of football.
The only
Don't
thing
go on
that,
it.
And are you resting your case, do you think, on the fact that the emails that were found will not be admissible?
No, and what I'm resting it on is those emails show nothing really. I keep saying this, I could send you a text saying I'm going to do something. It doesn't mean I've done it.
I think they'll get found guilty of the non-compliance part, though. To be fair, which will be a fine or something like that.
Yeah, but it'll be a fine. It'll be a fine.
conspiracy, isn't it? It's conspiracy.
City don't spend 400 million on new players in 6 months and get sponsorship deals, the biggest ever in the history of football. And we don't build an extension and put 350, 400 million into extensions to go and play in League One. Haaland doesn't sign a 10-year deal on 800 grand a week, and
But
Rodri a new one and all
but
that.
even if that
I would love
happen,
to see that contract to see whether all of the contracts that have been signed recently, have they got any proviso in
Nope.
them saying,
Not one.
what if?
well, you know, I agree that
None
it
of
won't
them have
happen. But
115 get out.
I agree if that won't happen. But if it did happen, it would be the biggest joke in English football because it would be hunting at the zoo, and they would be right back up, and it would be just like nothing. It would be like when you do community service for a week. You know, I don't know if you guys do that over there. But
Rangers got relegated.
and so it wouldn't even affect them like that. You know,
It's
so
supposed to come to a head via like April, May time, and we're still. I mean, I remember last September, Simon Jordan was talking about it, and he was saying it was likely it was going to happen in February, March this year. We're still. I mean, what is taking so long?
That's a liar, isn't it?
A lot of teams have got all the plans on pause. I mean, Forest kind of took a gamble, didn't they? They overspent knowing that they would take it. And look what's happened. Yes, okay, they took a gamble, but the gamble's paid off. I'm not saying that it's ethical or right to go and purposely go and break rules, but if you're getting a slap on the wrist, or if you've got 115 charges, it's taken 2 years to bring it ahead. I mean, come on, the success you could have in them 2 years is potentially worth it.
yeah.
But you're presuming we're guilty.
No, I'm saying on the other teams are going to be looking at the situation like I say, I'm not going to encourage
It's
anyone.
up to them other teams, yeah, but those other teams brought this.
I think the
Sorry?
charges against Man
The
City
other
are
teams
far.
brought this. The other teams made this happen.
The charges against City are of a far more serious nature than Forest overspending on a few players
Yeah,
for
it's
decent
totally
wages.
separate. People need to stop comparing City's case to Forest and Everton's.
Yeah.
It's like chalk and cheese. What
Like
City have been accused of is grand theft, fraud,
corporate fraud.
not overspending on a few players.
Yeah.
And you
City
and
makes 600-700 million a year. We can spend all we damn want. We do,
so,
you
but
know.
do you believe that that is because of what City has done in such a short amount of time? That do you believe in the conspiracy side of it, or do you believe that?
No, I just no. I think at the
Well,
time when City were taking over, there was no laws.
Well,
City had
that's right.
4
You know,
yeah,
years.
but if there is no laws,
Chelsea came in and
City had 4 years for it
Walker
to
came
work.
in and did it.
City
Chelsea
had
came in
City
and
could
did it.
close the gap, which is why we bought David Silva, Yaya Toure,
Yeah.
Aguero,
yeah.
etc., etc. We
So,
had 4 years to do it.
if there was no law, not nobody at fault, then why are you in court?
There's no smoke
Because
without fire.
players are jealous. Because teams are jealous.
Well, that's
Well,
right.
that's my point. That was
basically
my
the
point.
red cartel saying, "Whoa, hey,
That was my point. So,
four's now 5 and 5's now 6."
would
And
you?
the reason the rules were brought in specifically for us, we weren't even allowed to vote on it.
There was
Which,
two set of rules. There was 2 sets of rules. ATP was brought in to stop Newcastle.
yeah,
FFP was brought in to stop City.
yeah.
But so my question is, bringing it to our side of our convenience, obviously. Do you ever think that they came after you in this way? That if Newcastle were able to get to that point of winning, that they will come after us as well? Or
Yeah,
do you think this will
yeah,
be a?
because we've got Middle Eastern owners.
You don't think that
You've got
this?
to wonder. I mean, how long has it been going on? 2 years. How much is this costing the lawyers? I mean, you're talking some of the best, most expensive lawyers in the world on both sides. Surely the Premier League must
Well,
feel that.
the Premier League are starting to run out of money.
No, but I'm saying it's got to be some argument to be answered if
We're
they're
not.
spending money.
No, and you're not exactly.
We're not running out of money.
But the problem is though, I don't see how this is a problem for the Premier League. I know that individual
tell you what
clubs
the
like Man
problem is,
United, like Arsenal, they might have. They
I'll
don't
tell you
want
the-
another team that is to disrupt.
If City win this, Chris, City will make all the teams in the Premier League pay their legal costs.
In what way are you saying?
Because we'll make the Premier League pay.
On the arse, there we
Because
are.
you make a bet. Well,
We
that's
will
a-
come
that's a-
Make
to
the Premier, and
club.
ultimately the Premier League can only pay off, so prize money for everybody will reduce, etc.
Yeah, but
etc.
so
This is what I mean about this private members club. You're all looking at Richard Masters as the wrong thing. You're all looking at Richard Masters as the real maker and everything else. He's not. He is the head of the private committee. The 20 clubs will all pay for this. Oh, no, 19. City can, within their rights, legally go to the Premier League and say false allegations, libel cases. We want all of our legal costs paid for. That's not coming out of Richard Masters' back pocket. That's going to come out of 19 other Premier League clubs' back pockets.
Correct.
yeah.
Not
Well, that-
Richard Masters.
If
City win. Sorry,
City
when
win.
City win. And City will win.
But I actually I never understood why the Premier League did this, because it is to their benefit. It's actually to their benefit that other clubs are capable of winning, just like Man City. Man City helped the Premier League be more. Obviously the other teams did their job, but the more teams are able to win, the more entertaining it is, the more people watch, the more that. I understand that individual clubs won't like that, but the Premier League doesn't have to follow suit. So unless they have some type of relationship behind the cameras,
Well, you've also got the little brother syndrome going on, which is the other 16 clubs, let's say, or 14 clubs, realistically think that they're never ever going to break into the Champions League, etc., etc. And therefore, they are happy to keep it boiling along, keep the revenue coming in, so that at the end of the season, they get the 100 million, whatever, and it keeps them all happy.
Isn't that the problem though? When it's the
And
only
the
business.
problem
in the
is when
world.
somebody comes along who says, no, we're not happy just to be also runs all the time. We want a part of this cake. And that's what happened when Chelsea came along, when Man City came along. We've come along now, Villa are there. I don't think Forest will be there next season, but that's another story.
When it's the only business in the world where you can't buy a
You
business.
can't invest for to make it a better business.
Correct. You can't just say, "Look, I've got this wealth. I'm going to invest X, Y, and Z amount of money."
And
Go ahead, why not go
the
with
way
that?
to do it for me, which I've said a million times, is do not allow teams to borrow.
Why not, when they buy a club, make sure that they
Yeah.
put enough in the bank for 2 years?
If you want to put money in, you put money in, but it's not a loan. It belongs to the club.
Well, it's a clear action to stop Middle Eastern owners because it is actually typed. I believe in that in those.
Well, again, as I've said a million times, it's US versus the Middle East, US versus oil.
Yeah,
And there's more and more clubs now with US ownership.
They claim it's to protect the smaller clubs, that if a guy loses interest, buys the club, loses interest in it, that it protects the club from going into liquidation or
that would only be fixed.
Why not? When you buy the club, just say, right, that club costs 150 million a year to run. We want you to put 3 years running costs into a bank account. If you ever lose interest in that club and you walk away, then the club's secure. The fans don't lose their club. Then you should be given a limited period of time where you can go. You've got an unlimited period, 2-3 years, to spend as much as you like. Then you have to get into measures with everybody else. And that would also, bearing in mind, if it was a Barnet or something, you may be given a little bit extra time because of where they are in the league. If it's someone like a Crystal Palace, then obviously 2 years. Standard Premier League, 2 years. You can invest in your business like you can in any other business in the world. But
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. 100%. All right, Win wants to show us something. Give me a second, Win. Why is this? What are you trying to show us, mate? Let's see.
Should I do it?
Well, hold on.
Premier League clubs with American ownership this year. Arsenal, Villa, Bournemouth. These are majority shareholders, by the way. Arsenal, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Burnley, Chelsea, Palace, Everton, Fulham, Leeds, Liverpool, and Man United.
And you know,
all American controlled now.
Yeah.
Oh, that just means you need to get some more rich people in England to buy teams, man. They don't want to buy their own. They don't want to buy football teams. That ain't America's fault. But no, listen. I think you got. I don't think this is a. Well, I might be wrong. It might be naive, but I don't think this has a lot to do with the race specifically. I may be wrong. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think this is based to the abundance of money that they can put into these football clubs. They don't want to see that because. Obviously, because it happened with Chelsea with Abramovich. He's Russian, but he had all the money in the world, and he essentially. I mean, I don't know when I say
Bought
paid.
the league.
Well, I don't want to say that because anybody again, if we are pro allowing this, we can't have terms like that.
All of the metrics show the more money you spend on players and player salaries, the more points you get in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Well, football's always been about
it's
money,
linear, and it's always been like that.
Football's always been
Absolutely.
like that. But that's the thing. Nothing's changed. Now, what's changed is that certain people have more money, and it might be
certain
quicker.
people and certain people are not happy that certain people have more money.
Exactly. So there you go.
Well, you see the
And
way it's going with
unfortunately,
the
the people that
American
aren't happy
You've
right
got all
now
this,
are the people that
cameras
pull
in
the
the dressing
strings.
room at half time now, and next thing Beyonce will be on the stage at half time, and all this sort of nonsense. Like that's the way it's going. That's what they want to happen. You see
That's
it
what
in that
the
in
Americans
the
want.
Club
Yeah, and
World Cup, isn't
I'm
it?
not
Where
even
they
saying
had
that's
20.
necessarily a bad thing, but
What's that?
you know, for to be using stadiums for
No, I mean
other
during the match. I'm on about the half time show, and
aye.
the cameras
well,
in the dressing rooms and interviewing
maybe it's for the
substitutes when
FA
they're coming
Cup
off the
final or
pitch.
something.
Stuff like that. It's all rubbish nonsense to me, that. But it's happening next season, isn't it?
Well, I don't think it's happening, is it?
Well,
Yeah, the cameras in the dressing room and interviewing substitutes at half time
Wouldn't you want to see why? But hold on, let me ask, and I'll be the American to the people they're gonna attack me. That's fine. But I could care less either way, right? I don't really, I don't care. But what would be such a bad thing about it of interviewing a manager to give you his thoughts before he walks in the locker room? What would be some? What
Because
would
I
be?
don't think he's going to do that. You're not going to get that.
Well,
No,
I'm saying. Well, I'm not saying that.
But
That's
no, they could say that. Actually, they're saying they have to. They have to give an interview.
Yeah, but they won't give you the true feelings.
But they're not giving you the truth. So
not
if you
gonna tell
believe,
you
if you
what you
believe
wanna
what they
well,
say,
I know that, but I mean, there's not going to be an obligation to. Hey, you better tell me what you're going to do. But I don't necessarily see the negativity on that.
I think it's a culture, Chris. It's culture.
I don't either.
I agree with you there.
In the
I agree with
UK
you there. It is cultural.
in
It
the
is
UK,
US,
we are about
UK.
football. It's just football. We're not here for the glitz, the glamour, the light shows,
Yeah.
That's
the
right.
pom
But
poms, and all
but
that.
but in a sense, you are, because that's what you did with the Premier League. It was the English football. It was
No, there is
rubbish.
a difference.
It was
No, there is a
it was
difference,
it,
Chris.
it was dying down. The Serie A was beating you with all the Netherlands players until you came up with the greatest marketing strategy ever seen in football history with the Premier League, and it has worked tremendously. So you can't speak out of both sides of your mouth.
See, no,
You know what I mean?
I can because I went on City's pre-season tour last year to America. So I went to the games in America. My word, night and day. Night and day. I nearly got chucked out of one of the games in Orlando because of my singing and my chanting and everything else I was doing. Because they didn't want a loudmouth mank giving it the FU referee and all that. They didn't want any of that.
But see, you say that, but I've seen it in American football and in baseball, people shouting and
Yeah,
throwing their
but
beers.
you don't do that in soccer in America. It's not like that. It's
Well, I mean, that could be the issue, but
If nobody
I don't
got
know.
noticed, yeah, that's why.
And again, I may not be the right person to speak on this because I'm simply American, but I just don't see that the obliteration by Key 88 and Mancunian Way and Mighty Win. He's an old man now. He's open to try everything once. Be careful with that. But he wants to have. See, I think it's rubbish to try to bring Premier League games to America. I think it's stupid. But Mighty Win thinks we should have the 31st game in America.
Game 13, not just in America.
No, that is
No,
the
America
stupidest
will
idea.
get one. America might get 2 games.
No.
Why?
If they
I'm not
do that,
right.
I will hand my season ticket.
There's 10. You can have 10 games, and one in Sydney, one in Beijing, one in Hong
will that
Kong,
end, Owen?
one in New York, one in LA.
Where's that going to end? It's
Like,
just,
what are you talking about, man? Like the amount of travel for no reason.
it's just a money spinning farce.
It's money, and it's spreading the brand.
Well, you won't be called Newcastle United anymore. Then you might as well call you Worldwide United.
Correct.
Listen, I'm not for that.
One game out of 39, man.
No, but that is to me.
For a young band.
It would be a huge. You could have a huge occasion when the ties were drawn for that game 39. Means nobody's got home advantage. Nobody's got away
And what
advantage.
happens if the title comes down to that game week 39?
No, because you
The
play
relegation
first.
comes down to that.
You play that game first.
No,
You can't take home opening.
You know
Yeah.
how many lawsuits you are going to open up if that happens? You're going to open
That is the problem. Opening game has to be.
Sunderland derby happening in bloody, I don't know, Marrakesh or something.
I don't know, but that could be massive for the rivalry, though. So I don't know, man.
There's Ian Fleming in the chat
you, man.
saying I should put Sky Sports on. They're interviewing the Toon Lasses' new signing, Jordan Nobbs.
We got a new sign. We got a new sign in the lasses, man. Leave the lasses alone, man.
I actually saw that because I was watching for any of the Isak at Ekitike.
Leave the lasses alone, Wayne. Leave the lasses
but,
alone. Liam Noel says Jeremy Carlson nailed it. Halftime is for a pint or for a pie and a pint. For a pie, yeah. So
Jeremy Clarkson's not Scottish, is he? So I think he means a pie and a pint.
A pie and a pint. Yeah, a pie and a pint. Hey, listen, I agree with the rest of the panel on that extra game. I think it's rubbish, nonsense, makes no sense. Well, listen, if you needed to grow the sport, I could understand it. Like the NFL have done that in England. I didn't see you English. I'm not saying you verbatim, but English fans complaining that it's taking Americanness out of the American game. But a lot of you are a fan of the American football. But You don't need to do that with the Premier League. Premier League is known, and I think it adds a lot of just too much. I will. I don't care about the halftime stuff. I don't really give a shit.
I would rather get a couple of million. It goes out to the highest bidder, whichever city, like the Olympics, whichever city bids the most money gets the games. That money goes into our coffers.
But it's going to go into everyone's coffers, isn't it? So no one's going to gain from it.
Well,
Everyone's just going to get an equal share
everybody's
of it.
going to gain from it.
Aye, well, aye, but
You would
everyone's
have
going to get an equal
huge
share.
cities all over the world bidding with one another.
No, you wouldn't win. You wouldn't. Look at the Club World Cup. Until it got to the semi-final, it
Wasn't he on
was
there?
empty, Bill. It was empty.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. I'm not talking
So,
about.
I mean,
World Cup.
there isn't this big pull that everyone thinks there is. There's pull for certain teams. Nobody's watching the likes of Sunderland or Leicester and all that and Burnley. With great respect in America, they're just not.
Well, they
Not
wouldn't have a few
watching
fans. So
Burnley
that
when
is
you
the
know
problem
they're
because they want to go watch the big games. Yeah, they're going to go
Yeah.
watch the big teams, but nobody's going to watch Barnsley play in,
That's what I mean. It only
Atlanta.
works if you put the
Yes,
big games
but
on.
if Burnley get drawn against Man City,
Yeah, but there will be
I
teams
wanna
that don't
watch it.
though win.
They don't want to watch Burnley. They want to watch City versus Newcastle, City versus Arsenal.
well, so you see, I think it could be a
Yes.
massive money spinner.
All right.
Yeah, well, we can make
And a
money
great
otherwise.
occasion.
I do. One thing I would say though, it could be interesting to add on the finals of certain tournaments. Yeah, you can add a little, and listen, they do it in the World Cup. That's football. It got nothing to do with America. They bring in Shakira to dance. They bring all that stuff. What's the issue with that? They do it, and it's football, and it's nothing to do with America.
Where at?
World Cup, the World Cup final.
Yeah, before the game, not at half time and stuff like that.
Yeah, but what? See, you're semantics, Key. Come on, man. Well, listen, I'm with you. I'm not going to disagree. I'm with you. We're going to
It's
call
the
it off.
interviewing and the cameras being in the dressing room at half time. I mean, that's just a sacred place for me. How can the manager turn to his players if he's got a camera there?
By the way, I've
How
seen
can the
videos.
players
Hold
have
on.
opinions
I,
about each other?
I have seen a video. First of all, I watched a video of Hugo Lloris fighting Song in the locker. There's cameras in the locker room. I've seen Pep Guardiola give multiple speech in the locker room. So they got cameras there. What happened with
Eddie Howe, the one that let's give him a minute. Let's fucking give him a minute.
Yeah, but you
come
don't
on
know
now.
what it's like when the cameras are up there. That's what's important. What the players are getting told or what they're saying to each other.
And they'll also be edited to their and there'll be parts in that the other one. That's not good.
I'm sure it'll be. Well,
Anyways.
it's happening anyway. So
It's a good. It was a good show. We'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Last but not least, Leeds have agreed a deal in principle to sign to sign Sean Longstaff from us. So that would probably be about 12 million or something like that. Close to add-ons with 15.
It wasn't 12.
15 with add-ons or something like that. So there you go. Maybe I don't know. Actually, somebody else saying that's 10 million. So I don't know, or 15 apparently. I don't know. Somewhere around there.
Martin Hardy put it out before we started. 13 plus 2 was what he put out.
Okay.
yeah, 15 after it.
There you go. So, all the best to Longstaff. He's going now, so
Absolutely,
he doesn't-
good servant.
he
Funding
does.
their deal, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sadly,
anyways.
we outgrew him.
Mancunian Way. Subscribe to the Mancunian Way on YouTube. Martin, great channel, man. Good stuff. You got yourself a crew there now. Doing a little bit of work there. That's good, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, we're on our way to 8K. So building.
Yeah, brother, I love that, man. You started by yourself, and then you got a little crew.
I've been doing this for 8 years now.
I've seen you a few times on other channels as well.
I'm on Sam's at 11.
Oh, who's that? I just got a
I
message
used
from
to
him.
do another channel. I used to do Man City, Man TV back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I broke away and started my own. So
Where you on at 11? Did you say?
this is football with Hussam. I'm doing the Liverpool
done.
side. I'm doing the Liverpool side at 11 p.m.
Oh my God! Good luck with him.
Well, let me tell you something. Tell Don Hussam that Chris the American Mag says Isak is not for sale. Not for sale. Nobody's for sale. And we're not going to move away from the Ekitike deal just because they say so. We're going to get in there and try to sign the guy. So all the best to everybody. Thank you, Martin. Great show. Subscribe to Mancunian Way if
Yes,
everybody
Martin.
likes football.
Cheers, anytime.
Subscribe to him. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. We'll see you tomorrow once again. Cheers, folks. Take care. How are the lads?
How are the lads?
And what is your phrase, man? How are the monks? Come on, man.
Come on, you Blues.
Up the Blues.
Set tie. There you go. So
Win likes the blue pills as well.
Ooh, the
Win
blue
does
moon pill.
blue pills.